This is That One Audition with Alyshia Ochse.
You're the first person that I've ever interviewed that left a very exotic place that everybody's dying to get to.
I left Belize. Yes.
Why?
I left Belize. My dad died when I was very young.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's sweet and sad, right? I was definitely protected from it because I don't have any recollection. That's how young I was. But I definitely grew up here in LA in a Belizean household. I now can see my dad in my head from pictures and from things, but early on, it was a blip. You know what I'm saying? I know it happened. And I know that my dad died working on a crane because he was a construction worker. So it's interesting being a little kid. Even the other day, I was driving by and I chuckled to myself because I was like, oh my gosh, every time I see a crane, I remember being little and I would see a crane working at like a work site. And I'd be like, oh, wow, my dad died. A crane killed. It just popped in my head. So now, and as an adult, it still happens. But yes, that's how I made my way from Belize to the States. And here I am.
Wow. Also, association. Like, isn't it interesting? I think even as an actor, I don't know, I'm so excited to get into how you study or what your technique is, but so much of that is association and sense memory, right? Like, you are already getting a practice of recognition, memory. That's a trip. So you have
toolbox must be full. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I call it too. Like, get into that toolbox. Which tool do you need for this character or this show?
Or which one works today is the question.
Yes.
Which one works today? Yeah.
Which one works today? So then you coming to, did you have family in LA? So you lived?
Oh yeah. So my aunt was already living here. And that's how my mom made the move because we already had family here, my cousins. And then we stayed in Belize for like a year with my grandmother still before we actually made the move from Belize to LA once my mom got herself settled. And then we just kind of went from there, hit the ground running.
So hitting the ground running, there wasn't a lot on the internet, which is good for you. Good for you. Did you start in sports? Am I making this assumption right? And then transition into this profession? Or how does this profession percolate?
I found acting fourth, fifth grade.
Yeah.
I actually just found my teacher who opened that door for me, Miss Allen. So happy to find her. I had a dream. First off, I've been looking for her forever and a day. And I had a dream. I remember my report card saying G. Allen. And I tried to search, Euclid Elementary School. I couldn't find it. And went to sleep maybe about 2 weeks ago, if that. And I had a dream about her. And I could see the G and the Allen. And then G names started popping up in my head. And I woke up, jumped on Facebook because I was like, she's not on Instagram. She's definitely on Facebook. Got to know your age group. And I started typing in different G names, and there were, funny enough, there were like 3 or 4 women who kind of looked like her, but then there was one, and I found her, and I was like, I messaged her. We're planning to meet. She was actually a victim of the Eaton fires in Pasadena. So it was a weird connection. She said she was so glad to hear from me now because of all this stuff that happened to her. And now here is this former elementary school student, however many years later, reaching out saying, you opened up a door for me that I want to thank you for. And you planted a seed in me that is still sprouting, still growing. And myself and my family are forever in your debt. I can't wait to sit down and talk to her.
What a beautiful full circle moment. After doing this for as long as I have, I always like starting in the beginning because I think as a creative, we need one person to see it in us or show it. If you can see it, you can be it. Now, you being in LA, I would have assumed that you saw things around you that you're like, I could do that maybe. But I think it's these angels, these like unsung heroes, whether it's your parents, it's not always your parents. It's usually a teacher or somebody saying, hey, you got this thing that you might want to explore.
And what's so funny? And I'll say this, I don't think that she saw an actor in me per se. She wanted to give me something to do that might go try this, see what happens, just apply yourself. Because it wasn't acting. I was like, oh my God, I want to be an actor. it was the confidence that it gave me that I did this play. We did Hamlet, and I played Hamlet, and she made me play Hamlet. And I did this thing that I didn't think I could do. And the amount of confidence that it gave me was one that I didn't have, other than playing kickball and stuff like that with my friends. But this was different, and it grounded me in a space that I had never felt before. And I told my mom, I said, I want to do more of this. And more than anything, the words, if I could make it make sense, I literally said to myself, I want to feel good about myself, which is interesting because as an actor, you get a lot of no's, right?
I was just going to say, it's interesting that we're like, I want to feel good about myself. So I'm going to go into a line of profession that's mostly rejection. But what you felt on stage, did that feel, that's what that feeling was?
It felt purposeful. It was something. And we got I can remember the standing ovation. We took the bow. My mom was there. The audience and the rest of the school was there. I was so proud of myself. Yeah. And I never felt that proud of myself, and I was like, oh, wow. And then I told my mom, I was like, I want to do more of this. And she was like, really? And I was like, yes. And so then I went to a performing arts junior high school. I went to Pacoima Theater and Fine Arts in San Fernando Valley. And then I went to Hollywood High School. Both schools at the time, and I know Pacoima is still doing it. And I think Hollywood is still doing a pretty good job of it too. But they were so deeply rooted in the arts. You didn't have PE. You had dance. You had tap, jazz. You had a Friday was oh my gosh, Miss Schillinger. She had these names. She had oh my gosh, what is that? Not aerobics. Is it aerobics? We do like Friday aerobics as a class. We had to choreograph things. In junior high school, we had a film class where we actually learned how to cut film and edit. It was a little bit of everything. And then Hollywood High School took it to a whole nother level, full-on productions where you're learning costuming, makeup, hair. You're building the sets as well. You're working with your teachers are actors as well, or former actors. I call them artists. Everyone that you're working with is an artist in some way, shape or form. And it's interesting because when you now as an adult, we graduated, we look back at the stuff that they've done. We're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea so-and-so did all of this stuff. And here they were pouring into these kids, who knows if it sticks or it doesn't stick, and fate and luck and opportunity and preparation. I failed forward, respectively.
Yes. Okay. As somebody who feels purposeful on stage, that gets to go to a performing arts school where you are you're part of the collaboration no matter what. You are selected for something. I tell my daughter this all the time when she does plays. She's like, I want this part. And I'm like, you're part of a team. Wherever you fit best is where and you're still going to get a part. But now you transition to the real world. I want to know the transitional moment from going from a performing school into professional work.
Wow.
Because it's one thing to get on stage. It's one thing to do Hamlet. And then it's another thing to get an audition for 90210, And I'm just like, especially at that time. So you can pick any audition. Like, where is the place where you start to move forward in it as a career versus?
Oh, wow. I can tell you the audition, I think that did that. Well, I booked an independent film. That independent film, God bless them, Taft-Hartley me, got me into the Screen Actors Guild, got me my first agent, and got me my first manager. It was a good time. They were pouring into developing. Doesn't happen as often as much now. But my first audition that really tossed me out there was, oh my goodness, after that, it was Boston Public. That's right. It was Boston. Okay, it was Boston Public. David E. Kelly. Oh my goodness, Shy McBride. I remember the cast. I can see them in my head. Studio in Manhattan Beach, and I auditioned initially for a football character. I didn't get it, but I got a call back for another character, which was another student. I didn't get that, and then I came back the third time for a character that had one line. And my line was, that could kill me. And there was a school, one of the teachers brought a gun to school to teach kids a lesson like, oh, this is what you're afraid of? This is what a gun looks like. This is what it feels like. This fear that you feel, this is what this brings. You need to respect, like this whole thing that Nikki Katz was the actor playing the teacher that he was doing. And he singles me out and asks me, like, like, why are you afraid of this? And my line was, because that could kill me. And I remember in the audition room, waiting room, going over that, because that could kill me. Because that the different.
It's the hardest audition. The one line, I don't care what anybody says. The one line is the hardest audition out of all the auditions you're ever going to do. And
I felt official because I'm seeing other actors, and I've seen from the 2 auditions before, I'm seeing people that I watch on TV now. I'm seeing people like, oh my gosh, that's so-and-so. Okay, all right, I'm really here. Heart beating out of my chest. I went in there and it feels like a blur now, but God bless me, I booked it. And that's how the roller coaster started. They literally threw me out to the wolves. And I was the new guy. I remember coming to the audition room, dressed like everybody else, but they all knew each other already because they've been doing it for a while. And I was the new guy. And then it took some time before the new guy, which was me, I became that guy booked it. Who's that guy? Oh, and and then you meet each other, and then
Just so that's your first television credit, Boston Public. Then,
yeah.
I mean, listen to some of these before then, because then I want to hear about American Dreams. You get Boston Public, The Shield, Town. At this time, these are great monumental shows to start working on. And you also had that indie. Was it the Players Court that you're talking about?
Players Court, yeah. That's the one that opened the door for me, yeah.
Because I am so curious, because I feel like for me, looking at your resume, American Dreams comes because when that comes, it feels like the game, let the games begin. Because then here comes We Are Marshall.
Game changer.
So much comes from that. And I was curious if you knew that's what was going to happen, getting American Dreams. Like American Dreams, 61 episodes. You started with them, right? You were like...
I got cast after they shot the pilot. You'll love this story. So I did Boomtown. I had auditioned for Boomtown. Booked Boomtown. That character ran track. I ran track. It was like perfect. I'm working with John Abnett, Graham Yost, all of these amazing actors, Donnie Wahlberg, and I talk to everybody and I'm just soaking it up. Fast forward, I finished shooting Boomtown, and I'm still working in a movie theater at the time because this is my double duty job, and because I can see movies for free, right? And my manager, God bless him, Britton Hine was my manager at the time, and he got us invited to the screeners where they would screen new pilots and shows, but for the advertisers, not for like a red carpet, just for the advertisers, because he cold called some folks and they're like, yeah, let them come down and see Boomtown. I go see Boomtown and they said, hey, you should stick around. There's some other shows, these other NBC shows. And so there's a show called American Dreams. And I watched the pilot for American Dreams and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's an amazing show. I would love to be on a show like that. They sent us home with a packet of all of their new shows that they would give to the advertisers. I still have it somewhere in a box. And about maybe 3 weeks to a month later, American Dreams got picked up. I didn't know that it got picked up, but it got picked up for a full series. And the audition came. Sam Walker, runs track at East Catholic High School. His dad works at the store. And I was like, wait a minute. I go through myself. I grab the folder and I look and I see Will Estes, who played JJ in the show. And I was like, I'm looking at his outfit and I was like, okay. I go find the outfit. I find an East Catholic burgundy, thrifted. And that's how I walked into the very, very first audition for American Dreams, like as Sam Walker. And no clue, no idea what happens next, but I know I saw this show and it was special. It felt good. After a couple auditions, callbacks, I'm in and out. All the other guys are in there for a couple minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I swear to you, I'm in and I'm out. My manager is getting a little bit nervous. Like, did they say anything? I was like, no, they didn't say anything. Like, I did my thing and I leave, but I keep getting a call back. By the time we got to the fourth, which is right before the fifth callback, every other guy that was auditioning was dressed like me. And I was like, really? Okay. But it happens. Everyone gets the message and you kind of go from there. Last audition for American Dreams was at NBC Universal. I drove my 1987 Escort, which was my very first car. I drive it there because my manager's car was down. You get in there, you sign the contracts beforehand. Heart is really beating out of my chest now because I've never been this close to anything this big. And I understand now that if I get this job, I'm going to be on TV regularly every week. And I'm seeing once again all of these guys that they've done stuff already. I watch their shows, like
much
so,
less the pressure of seeing that dollar sign.
Yes, all of it.
If this goes well,
yeah.
I always do mental math where I'm like, check, check, check. Okay, so that escort, I could buy my mom a house.
No,
I could like.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I thought I would get it or could get it. I was just one foot in front of the other. That's the best way I could say to you. And because I hadn't been doing it for that long, the fear that I had was a different kind of fear. Because if I didn't get it, what am I going back to? Exactly what I was kind of doing before, And I go into the audition. I do my thing. Once again, I'm in and out. Everyone with their managers and their agents and whoever they came with and parents, they're leaving. I locked my keys in my car. My keys in the car on the lot. Everyone leaves. I'm waiting for AAA with myself, my manager. I've got this cardigan and this sweater on, 90 degrees in Burbank. I'm sweating. And here comes Jonathan Prince, Laura Adler, Dave Semmel, Jeff Meschel, the entire casting, producing team. Everybody's coming out. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like an idiot right now. Like they're going to think I'm crazy or something. And Jonathan Prince walks over and he goes, what's going on? And everyone else is kind of standing behind him. And I was like, oh, I locked my keys in my car. I'm just waiting for AAA. They'll be here soon. He said, well, that's the bad news. Good news is, welcome to the show. And my heart, I can feel it now, explodes into these emotions that I can't fathom. I don't know how to speak. And I kind of look at him and I was like, all I can say is, I gotta call my mom. And he goes, yeah, you should call your mom. And it was 4th of July weekend coming up. And he said, have a great 4th of July. We can't wait to work with you. And they whisk themselves away off to go do their business. And I'm just standing there dumbfounded.
I would never be more excited to wait on a tow truck. Knowing that like, you're like, take the car. I can buy a new one.
So special.
So special. You can't beat almost an audition story like that. But I want to ask the tough question.
Yes.
Let me ask this question first. Okay, you get on a show. It goes 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Before this, you've guested on a couple of shows, but this is out of the gate a big responsibility.
Yeah.
What'd you learn? What did you learn on that show that you didn't know prior guesting on the other shows? As a series regular, the responsibility. Yeah.
I learned time is of the essence. It's a balance of the art meets business. Mm-hmm. Our show ended earlier than a lot of us thought, even though it's coming back. You're good to go. Enter, God bless him, Kevin Riley, from who did The Shield and created everything that we know as FX. He takes over Jeff Zucker's job and it's a new regime. Things changed. It's business, and I didn't understand that. And I was like, how? What? And you go from that, next audition, next thing. And it was a transition for me of trying to figure out how to let that down and set it to the side so that way I can focus on what the next thing is. I did learn a lot. I soaked up everything I could from every crew member. And I also learned the role, how big teamwork really does matter on a set. We had a phenomenal cast. We have great showrunners. And one thing Jonathan Prince, he said to us right before, I think he did the very first table read, because we did table reads every week. And he also said this, the first table read and our last table read. And he said, you will never more than likely find another feeling and show like this. If you're lucky, you'll maybe get 2 or 3 more your entire careers. I want you to remember what this feels like. Remember the people that you're working with and how this felt. So that way, as you become writers, directors, executives, and so forth, you don't fall into the rigmarole of just being part of the machine. This needs to feel special. We change lives. We make people feel. He did this, beautiful, amazing, and it stuck with me. And so now when I go to my next show, next job, film, TV, whatever it is, I lead with love. I lead with compassion. I make sure that I'm grounded, ready to go. I'm prepped without being a machine, but the human connection is everything. And it's literally served me my entire career because I built bridges at almost every single job. And each job opened up a door to another job via that person who met me from here, who knew me from there, and so forth.
Well, you just took the words out because that's exactly what I was going to say. So to catch the audience up, like American Dreams ends in 2005.
Yeah.
You don't stop working. So 2005, then we're Cold Case, Seventh Heaven, Without a Trace.
Yeah.
We're going. A lot of people, I love that he gave you that speech. A lot of people, when they have early success or get on a show right away, they don't realize how hard it is to get on a show.
Yeah.
It appears to me that you've never had a break. On IMDb, it appears that there's not much of a break. I want to know what happens when you've shot to a mountaintop. You have an amazing, I call it alchemy. I've also, in my 22 years of working, have had 2 shows where alchemy has happened, meaning the most incredible script, the most incredible cast and crew, and it's received well. Those are mountaintops.
100%.
What do you do in between? Once you've had a mountaintop so early on in your career, was there ever a valley to come out of for either your confidence where it's like, well, I've worked like this. That's how that works. I worked, I got more work. I worked, I got more work. Because it seems like you're constantly getting just more work.
And the thing is, yes, I'm getting more work as an actor. Getting more work doesn't always equate to more money and a living wage and so forth, and learning that you have to make a certain amount to qualify for health insurance and all of that's what you learn in that time. Because when you're working, everything's all good. When you're not working, you start learning how to budget. You start learning how to make it make sense. You start learning how you've been wasting money versus when you should have been saving money. You learn that you maybe should have leased instead of buying. You learn a lot very fast. Life starts lifing, and in between that time, you have to figure it out. And thankfully, the agency that I'm still with, actually, I've been with CESD for quite some time.
Yeah,
that's where commercials came in. I'm doing some commercials in between those co-stars and guest stars and things like that. I'm doing some voiceover work. I'm doing some print here and there, all because I was under the right umbrella, because I had no voiceover experience. I had never done print work before, and commercially, okay, smile, look a certain kind of way, and we'll see what happens. So those things helped me stay level and afloat to make it make sense. All the while in my mind, I said, you know what? My next job that I get, I'm going to be smarter. I will not treat this as though it's going to live forever, because it won't, and it can't. But I'm going to make sure that I still enjoy it. So yes, there were those moments where, you're on the phone with SAG, Station 12. Can you guys approve me to do this commercial because I didn't pay my dues yet? I think I have Station 12 saved on my phone still now. And when I meet other actors and we start talking, especially younger, I'm like, hey, do you pay your dues yet? They're like, no. I was like, okay, do you need to pay? What else do you have to take care of? Okay, take care of that. Call your union. They'll take care of you. They'll clear you for the job. Really? Yes, they'll clear you for the job. They want you to work. Go and take care of that phone bill to make sure that your phone is still up. Make sure I will let them know. So yeah, I've been there.
I mean, everybody will, I've talked to actors that have gotten the job from living in a car. And then I think the first job, let's be real, I'm sure you can admit to this too. That first job, nobody knows how to spend their money. No. They're like, I just was living in the car. So I'm going to buy my car. I'm going to buy my mom a car. I'm going to buy somebody else a car.
It feels endless.
It does feel endless until you realize, the business. I'm so glad you touched on voiceover and you not having a voiceover, even though CESD is there. They've got a big voice department. So Will you walk me through your auditions for voiceovers, even into like just like looping and stuff? How
Yeah.
you stepped into that world? I think so many actors are trying to diversify, but they just don't know how to lend themselves over to other assets for us making money. So yes, how did you get started in the voiceover? I mean, you ended up doing Star Trek Into Darkness, Red Tails. Like you got some like good.
Yeah.
I mean, and that looping money is it's good money.
It keeps going. Yeah.
Yes. Once you get in, it's good. How do you get in?
I was fortunate because first off, I love to read. I've always been a big reader, words. And so it was second nature to me as far as like, telling stories with your voice. And I've been doing that since I was a little kid. That's me. They said like hide books from me. So once I got the opportunity, CSD, I think they had just brought someone new on. Oh my God, I'm blanking on Melissa Berger.
Yes, Melissa.
Yes,
we're at the same agency.
So sorry,
I got
buddy.
you.
Come here, books. So sorry, my dog. Come here. Come. All right, come on up. Okay. All right. Now now we're good. Okay. So she came on. I think Portia Scott was there first. I go down the list. I've been at CSD for a long time. So they literally asked me, hey, are you interested in doing voiceover work? And I was like, sure. Like, what kind of things? They're like, oh, commercials, blah, 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 cartoons. The second they said cartoons, they had me because I love cartoons. And then it became a goal of, no, I want to be a cartoon one day like this, and they let me fail. They send me out for everything. And I would go in there, I would get notes. He's to this, don't pop your peas and all of those things, right? And so I learned on the go way before COVID. So I would go to and I would record at CSD. And they had a nice, cool room where you would meet and sit with other supremely talented voiceover actors. And they were so giving of their knowledge from how they started. You would read with them. They would give you notes. We had great engineers with us. Scott, God bless you, Scott. If you see this, you're amazing. And they schooled you. They poured into you without judging you, and you were able to fail and not feel anything. I think that's the best advice I could say. Fail forward. You're not failing. You're learning. You're learning what didn't work. You're learning what works for you. I know that if you need someone to tell a heartfelt story and you want the audience to feel something, I'm your guy. That's, I know. Yeah. I figured out my wheelhouse, and I know where I'm weaker. I know where I need to figure things out, and I only learned that by not getting the job. You don't learn it by getting the job. You learn it by not getting the job.
Yes. I'm a mom. I say it to my daughter all the time. You learn the most from your mistakes.
Yes.
You learn the most from your mistakes. You're not going to learn by doing it right.
Yeah. Growing pains are everything that you need and then some.
It couldn't be more true. And so you didn't take a voiceover class or anything. You were just getting schooled in the room, basically.
I took a couple classes. I was still trying to balance that whole money thing, so there's that. So as much information as I could get from people directly, I got it. There was a gentleman who helped me with my Bill Farmer. Oh my God, I'm so glad I remember these names. Bill Farmer was the voice of Donald Duck at one point, and I think he was a CSD client. He did my demo reel, and when I went over there, he just poured into me. He poured without him even knowing. He was helping me. So anytime that I worked with someone, I'd ask questions. Oh, why'd you do it like that? Are you taking a break there? Oh, I'm not breathing. Okay, all of these things. And they taught me how to find my barometer. I have a great barometer for acting. They taught me how to find a good barometer for voiceover acting. It's different. Okay, now I understand when I'm reading something, oh, this is what they want. And it slows it down. The matrix slows down for you and you kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you figured it out. Was there any skill in the difference from voiceover, from cartoons or commercials or promotional work into looping? Was there any skill that you needed to learn for the looping part of it? When did that come into your zeitgeist?
For the looping part, it was, I think acting take from take, matching a take, matching a moment, matching what you did before the direct. Okay, I like that. Let me see that again. That's what helped me with looping. And I was like, oh, you want the same emotion? Got you. Oh, different emotion. You want me to bring it up, bring it down? It was that barometer from acting that really helped me with looping, because looping, all they're asking you to do is either match what you did before, come higher, come lower. And then as an actor, you get the privilege of giving a better performance, putting a little more gravitas into what you might have, not have given on the day because you weren't breathing in that moment or you weren't grounded in your instrument, So I learned to enjoy looping. I enjoy ADR. Some actors are like,
I love ADR.
I'm like,
you can change your performance.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I always ask, hey, can I see the rest of that scene? And they're like, all right.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to see a few minutes before and a few minutes after just to
Can I say something really quickly? I went to an ADR session. What was it for? Oh my gosh. Was it maybe was it for Found? It could have been for Found. I'm not sure. And I saw I have a 64 VW Bug. I love Beetles, Volkswagens. I saw Steven Soderbergh's Volkswagen when he was doing some sort of a looping recording session. And I was like, oh my God. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, it was,
we're like similar. You're like, till I get to work with him, we're same. Yes.
When you get to go do these things, you never know who you're going to meet, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and why. Because in my mind, I was like, he's going to come out, we're going to talk Volkswagens, and next thing you know, boom, I'm in a Steven Soderbergh movie. So if I ever get the chance to meet him, that's a conversation that will be had. And, that'll be my outlier moment to spark a conversation.
100%. I'm going to make you go listen to Sky P. Marshall's episode after this, because that's exactly what she talks about is like,
really?
Like, I'm always prepared with how I'm going to meet the person I'm going to meet. And I'm prepared with questions of what I'm going to say, how I'm going to talk about who I am that feels like in an authentic way. Cannot wait till you work with him. Cannot wait.
Wow.
Plant that seed right now.
The TV and film landscape, it's constantly changing, but traditional actor training has largely remained the same.
It's focused on a theater model whose main goal is to help you stretch the expression of your instrument. That's why you can have years of training,
From scene study classes to audition classes,
to even an MFA, and still not be able to book a 2-line co-star.
That's why we created The Bridge for Actors.
A collection of tech, craft, and business online courses to teach you the skills that you need to go from a student of acting
to a working actor.
Okay, I ask people this all the time. You can choose any audition that you want or any one that you're doing. With you, somebody who's working all the time, there's a different muscle on set working, and you know this, versus auditioning. And even how we started the conversation about the toolbox. I want to know, when you get an audition, other than reading the script, what are some of your favorite tools to pull out to start doing the script analysis or start doing the character development?
Oh boy. When I first get an audition and I look at a script.
We could even use Found if you want, because I loved seeing the pilot for Found. And
that was I'm trying to think. I try to find, at least for me, I try to find things or moments that what I call tent poles for your character.
Okay.
Especially for the audition, because for the audition, it's easy to try to cram everything in there. It's easier to read the description of the character, look at your material, know that you have a whole arc that you can't fit all in there. So don't try to fit it all in there. Try to find, at least for me, I try to find the tentpoles of what they're looking for. And once I have what they're looking for, they want this. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is, and in between this tentpole and that tentpole, that's when I get to have fun. That's when I get to,
I think I know what you're saying with tent poles, but just for our audience, explain in more detail what a tent pole is to you. Like, this scene is about this, scene's about this. So I have to is that what you're meaning? Like, topically speaking?
Yes. So when I read a scene, and just the way the writers have written the scene, what's happening here, there's a moment. If I'm auditioning for Law and Order, you come into this scene. Is my character fearful? Is he brave? Which one is it, right? That will dictate how the detectives are taking me in. At this moment, he's triggered, so he gives off some anger here. And then by the end of this, the detectives have said something to him that has made this anger turn into a little bit of sadness. And we see a little bit of human behind what he did, even though he might have done something really, really bad. So then those are my tent poles. I come in, I've got a chip on my shoulder, still wearing my mask. Later on in the scene, I get triggered. My character gets angry. By the end of the scene, I have to show a human emotion of empathy and sympathy that the audience will feel something with, because that's what I want my character to still be somewhat likable in that moment. Those are my tent poles. In between that time, I have to navigate how to get there naturally. I have to navigate how to, and if I ever find myself jumping off of a cliff, I'll stop. Got to figure something out. That's too harsh of a jump. I need to ease in there. And then I start looking for tools like words that, the writers have put in their little gems. Oh, that's right. This is in italics. That means a little something different, and then just get bold and respectfully do you.
Yes. Okay. That leads me to the next question. Look, you've been on a lot of different shows. You've gotten to guest on different shows, even American Dreams. You got to see the pilot first.
Yeah.
Found is a different experience. I'm trying to see if there was other experiences where you had this, where joining a show on the pilot, getting the pilot script, you don't have a lot of other information. We don't know tonally what the show is about quite yet. How did you deduce how to bring forth what you were going to do for Zeke, right? Zeke? Yeah, Zeke.
Zeke, yeah.
With it being a pilot. And yes, every actor, I'm like, bring yourself to the pilot. They want to write for you. A lot of times pilots are a little bit more flat or vanilla or not as filled in. They want you to come in and fill in. I did read the pilot for Found, and my brain is totally amiss. But what was your ideas to come in, because you're setting the tone. Everybody on that show is setting the tone. It's not been set yet.
Yes. So in regards to Zeke, I know he's agoraphobic. I know he's a computer guy, and I've seen procedurals before. My goal, my idea, my thought, and we actors hate the idea. We're not playing the idea of anything, but my goal was to not make him just a tech guy, not just a talking head. I wanted to make sure that he felt full. And so in a sense, I ignored the agoraphobia, because in this space, he's safe. He's not triggered yet. He's wearing a full mask that makes it appear and seem that there are no cracks in the shell. And I'm going to say, I'm on my computer and I'm doing my thing. This is his comfort zone. So why would he feel anything except for in those tiny little moments between those tent poles where they're trying to find a young boy and it feels reminiscent of maybe something he went through. So then I put something behind my eyes. That's inner monologue, right? That's thinking about something that I've been through before and then hiding it from the audience. I'm going to show it to you and I'm going to hide it again. And you're going to want to know what's happening back there, but I'm not going to let you know till when it's time. So that was my approach with Zeke, is to honestly not lean on his agoraphobia. And what I love about my character, he doesn't lean on it. It comes out when it comes out. And if you're not paying, if you don't know, you don't know, except if you're watching the show.
I'm so glad you explained it this way. Here's what you get sent a breakdown. A breakdown's mostly for your agents, okay? Especially for a pilot. We want somebody who's 16, looks like this, has these type of characteristic traits. Okay, now the agency's going to submit. When actors are beholden to a breakdown, I feel like it's a disservice because they're playing at something like you just said. I love that from your script analysis, or you just understanding the world, also having years of experience, how you could delineate when that personality trait or that is going to come out. And I love that it was almost on the other person's lines or somebody else doing something that would affect a change or that to kind of percolate up. What a beautiful example of how to use a breakdown or use what the story is actually to formulate. Because then it's not like, I'm going to do something different with this audition. No, that doesn't work.
You know what's funny though? And I'll say I was a little bit selfish in the sense that I told myself that I love the script, but I was like, man, if I get this, I don't want to just be a talking head. I don't want to just be a weird, quirky tech person that, that a lot of times on procedurals, and it works, right? They use those type of characters because it works for the formula. And I wanted to play against that. And thankfully, so did the showrunner. So did the producers. Now, I could have been completely wrong. And they could have went a completely different direction, or I could have been completely wrong. And even in my audition, my note that I got for my callback when I tested for it, the note was, "We loved what you did, but they wanted me to change my emotion and interaction with Don's character." Because when I auditioned, I was like, they're about to get all of this. When I'm going back and forth with Don in my audition scene, I went for it. I was like, I need them to know that I can climb this ladder when and if they need me to. When
you said went for it, you kind of exploded on him. You were more aggressive.
Yes, I made it count. I wanted to make it count so that way. And it was a transition. I did it to make it went like this, gradually, kind of climb the ladder. And then when I got my call back, my only note was, "Hey, you've known Gabby longer than he has. You've been with her. You guys met in therapy and so forth. And you have a different relationship with her. You're not threatened by him." And I literally said, "Oh, okay." And it changed everything.
Yes, but you know why they were able to give that note, or why you're getting to test, is because you gave a specific choice, right? You didn't give it vanilla. It wasn't the choice that they wanted, but they could see that you could support having a different choice, which obviously that's why you got the job, because you were a great
analytic essay. Actors, make your auditions an analytic essay. Point, prove how thesis proves point, how point relates to thesis, and, make your argument good. That's all.
I mean, we could end the interview right there. I've never heard that before, but that's exactly what it is. You're making an argument for your point of view.
Yes.
I love actors when it's like, they're like, I don't really know how to make this specific. Ask the questions why.
Yeah.
Why are they behaving like this? Why is this happening right here? What is this relationship? Your W's will help you deduce how to make something specific. You can't play at is shy. But you could play at, I don't like looking people in the eyes. I don't really like it. I don't like when people talk to me too much.
And living in the question, God bless my acting coach. I work with Catelyn Adams.
I love Catelyn.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
She's great.
She's sharper than sharp. So she'll cut you when you need to be cut.
She tells it how it is, right? There's no fat in her description. Yeah.
No, it's as plain as can be. And living in the question, like you said, is key. You don't know. Great. Oh, you don't know? Go with that. Figure it out. Discover, And when it's your audition, your time, your moment, and I think we've seen so many Instagram posts now, many actors saying just that, this is your time. Don't treat it as their time. It's your time. And if it's your time, you're the director, you're the writer, you're the producer. Go do what you do. Go give them the best version of whatever your thing is.
Yeah, I have a course actually called Content is Confidence. If you fill in your content and you have a justifiable reason, you're confident delivering what you are. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like believable actors. That does nothing for me. Anybody can be believable.
Yeah.
Where's your specificity? That's what they're going to write for in television. And they can give you those notes. Like, they know where your series is going with you and Gabby.
Absolutely.
So them giving you that note was beneficial.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love this. And I mean, you work with one of my friends on the show. It's a great show. This is great.
Who do I work with?
Brett Dalton.
Oh, come on. Come on, team Mark Trent.
I know, right? Right. He's so funny. I know him, so it's funny to watch him on the show.
He's superbly talented.
He's very talented. We did a film together. He is very funny. He needs to do more comedy.
I'm not gonna double down on that. I'm not giving him that. You're not funny. You're not funny, Brett. He's hilarious.
Can't wait to send them this. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful show. It's something we haven't really seen in your work. I love that we're not seeing the stereotypical, like, we've already seen it. We've already seen it. So way to make something different, unique. So you. I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions if you're ready for that, Mac.
Okay, let's go.
Craft services. What do you grab?
Oh, that's easy. Vegetables, fruit, water, and tea. I'm boring. Yeah.
Okay. When the whole team,
guy.
You're that guy. When the whole team calls, do you think I've booked it? Or are you thinking I'm fired?
Oh, I know I booked it. And they know that I know. They know that I know. And they don't know how to even make it different now. Hey, Arlen. Hey, Karen. Hey. Oh, hey, Sherry.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they call me now, I'm like, is anybody else on the line? Like, don't call me unless you're all calling me together.
Yeah.
When you get an audition, who do you call first?
My fiance. Yep.
Does she read with you?
We do. We give each other a hard time in the best way possible.
That's so great.
We're both in class together. We study. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that. How do you recover? Now, I just talked about how many jobs you got, job after job after job after job after job. I'm going to assume there's a couple of jobs that didn't go your way.
Do you want to hear what I can tell you which ones they are?
Yes. Yeah, I love stories like this. Some people don't want to tell them, but I think I think you learn so much.
Yeah. I had my very first studio film audition was for Finding Forrester. God bless Rob Brown, because now we've become really good friends and he earned that role. You know what I'm saying? I auditioned for Great Debaters. I've auditioned for, I'm trying to think, go down the list. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Great Debaters, Denzel. So, okay.
Yes.
Did you get close on that?
I didn't get a call back. I didn't even get a call back. And I thought I bodied my audition, right? And I would love to see it back just to critique myself and be like, oh, okay. No. Or yes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Nate Parker did a great job. They had a phenomenal cast. I'm trying to think what else. I can go down the list.
So when you don't get it, when it's something that you're close on, because there's more investment. That's why I'm saying, like, you know, there's been a couple of times where I've been strung along for 6 weeks, 2 months, 6 months. You're invested. You're going to call back after call back.
My heart is with you.
And then you don't get it.
Oh.
How do you recover?
I usually take a nap.
Somebody said that the other day too.
I sleep well, and sleep for me is a phenomenal reset. It allows me to just digest it, push it down. I told you guys before that I love cartoons. I'll turn on some cartoons, old school stuff that I like, take care of my inner child, and then go play some basketball, some flag football, or go to the gym. I got to get it out there and let it go. And it's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. But, you know, once it's gone, it's gone. And I will say this, not any of the jobs that I listed before, but there are times where I haven't gotten a job where, like you, I was close, and then went another direction. And I go and I watch the actor, and not knocking their performance. But what I tell myself is, oh, you didn't close the door behind you. Mm-hmm. And what that means is, there's still space for me. I can still, you know what I mean? There are certain performances that I've seen. I'm like, oh boy, that door is closed, right? And I'm okay with it. Then there's other times where I'm like, oh, they didn't close the door behind them. And that's exciting too, because now I have more fervor and energy to go after it again the next time around, you know? And then you just learn. You watch and you learn. You say, oh, that's what they did. They do that better than me. I'm going to work on that.
I was just talking to my daughter about this the other day and somebody else. In sports, we watch game tapes. Yeah. We watch the next day. It's the actors to me that don't watch. How are you actually learning? So people that have a hard time watching their self tapes or having a hard time watching themselves on screen, how are you going to get better? Because even on set, if I'm given a note where they're like, can you just do it more angry? In my head, I am doing it angry. Let me go see it and be like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Like, right? We need to see it so we can make our own improvements, so we can make our game playing better.
Yeah. I don't watch TV for pure entertainment anymore. I can on certain shows, and when that happens, that's very, very special for me. But even when I'm watching regular TV, just because I'm studying, I'm paying attention, I'm critiquing every little thing, because this is a profession for me. This is what I do. And I'm literally making sure that, okay, I'm not going to do that. Oh, I didn't like the way they shot that. Did you see where they lit that? Oh, you know, all of those.
We're the worst
matter.
people to watch television with now, or
forget
movies.
About it.
I know. Yeah. Okay, favorite show that you're currently watching?
Oh my gosh. Oh, easy. Paradise. Sterling K. Brown. Come on, Sterling K. Brown.
I know. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Actor's actor. Actor's actor.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Favorite actor that you've worked with?
Oh my. Oh, that's hard.
You worked with
favorite. In front of the camera, behind the camera?
Either.
Okay. In front of the camera, I will say, oh my gosh, I want to say Forrest Whitaker because we did American Gun together, and it's Forrest Whitaker.
It's Forrest Whitaker.
And it was special. But I know there's a lot of other actors that I've worked with on so many things that, oh my gosh, that's hard. Behind the camera actors, Angela Bassett was special when I did Whitney. My second callback before I got to read with Yaya, I did not read with Vicky Thomas for my callback. Angela Bassett read my scenes with me. And I didn't care if I booked the job or not because of what I got to do. That audition, I was like, oh my goodness. And I got in the car and I didn't care if I got the job or not. I did, but that moment was so special for me because you get to play ball with a legend who was her instrument was so fine-tuned. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
It's truly the dream. This is my favorite.
Okay.
Most memorable first day experience.
Oh my goodness. It's American Dreams.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah.
First time working on a studio lot, pulling into a space. This is where you park your car.
With your name on it. Come on. Yeah.
This is your room. Okay, you can do whatever you want in here. You know, you're going to be here for a while, man. You know, put roots down. Oh my goodness. It's special. And I hope and pray that every actor gets an opportunity to feel what that feels like. But please don't take it for granted. You know, don't become the monsters. Keep the magic. The magic is everything. Let it be Disneyland as a kid for the first time, every single time. And in my opinion, if you do that, you will make sure that the people around you feel the same way. You'll connect with them in a specific kind of way. And it's not going to make it perfect because we're human and we're flawed and we'll have issues and all that other good stuff between. But what you'll make it is you'll make it human. It's not human to be number one on the call sheet and be a jerk. It's not.
I mean, it's not human. It happens more often than not. And
that's the
thing that's because it implodes a creative collaboration. It's collaboration that makes a project come together so beautifully.
I think it's very simple. When you say power, money, it corrupts. And if you let it, it will corrupt you. You have to be so finely grounded into yourself to understand I'm making a lot of money. I'm getting a lot of power, notoriety. And oh my God, I let all of that stuff. You got to make sure you're plugged into someplace else so that way that part doesn't take over. Yeah.
Okay. Since you have basically your own show now because you're a series regular on it, I love this question. What's your best rap gift from any that you've given or received from all of your years of working?
This is easy.
Yeah.
And this is why it's my favorite job that I've had. And I'll say it again, American Dreams. Every week we would have photo contest where anybody, not just the camera crew, we would take pictures. And on Fridays we would have a picture wall. And I think our DP would pick the winner. And so we would work hard to get these amazing pictures. And obviously we're shooting, 1960s Philadelphia. So we had classic cars and an old Pepsi magazine, all of this cool stuff, right? So at the end of every season, and I have all three, we would get a yearbook. We did a yearbook like high school, and it was filled with everybody's pictures from throughout the entire season and different shots, because we take shots of each other, candid, and then at the last shot was a picture of the entire crew, cast, crew, everybody, like a big old yearbook picture, almost like on bleachers, like we were all in high school together. And I cherish those. Yeah.
I've never heard a rap present like that. That's beautiful.
Come on, Jonathan Prince.
Come on, Jonathan Prince. Okay. Found is out. There's so many other things that you've already mentioned in this interview. What is the one thing that you've done that has not gotten a lot of recognition that you would love people to go watch, that you've been a part of?
Oh my gosh. This is okay. I did a very cool independent film called Brotherhood. Phenomenally written script, had a phenomenal directing, writing team. It was so much fun. I got to work with some great actors. I think it's so good. And I expected it to explode, and it didn't explode. What it did, it opened up another door for me to work with even more people again. And it served me so well at the time. But brotherhood was very, very special. Yeah.
I love that. I love asking that question because you'd always be surprised. Look, we've been working for a while and you never know what's going to hit or not hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's not incredible, well-made. That just comes down to marketing.
It's the name of the game, man. It is the name of the game.
That's a whole nother business thing.
Entertainment business.
This was such a joy to get inside your process, your brain, your journey. What a journey. What an incredible journey from start to finish.
No, still going.
I mean, yes. But to where we currently are, where can everybody find you to continue to follow along if you're on any socials?
Yes, although I don't post as often as I should. It's just my name, Arlen Escarpeta. That's me on Instagram. That's me on Threads. That's me on Facebook. Oh, but you probably won't see my face. You'll see like a nondescript Boonstock character with like no eyes or anything. That's me. Or you'll see a really cool piece of art. His name is Little Joe. It's look like a statue, and he's got an Afro fist for hair. So yeah, that's me. That's
you. And what's your dog's name?
Books. His name is Books. Books. You want to say bye?
Books. Thanks for joining us today.
Come up here. Come on.
He's
over it.
He's over it. Now he's like, I already said everything I wanted to say in this interview.
This was great, Alyshia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.